Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. In this video, I'm gonna explain about sarjana thesis from one of the student from English Language Department, batch 2012. And the title is Learning English Through Cooperative Learning at the 10th grade of SMA Negeri 1 Banjarmasin. And in this presentation, there will be 5 chapters. The first chapter is Introduction. The first chapter is Introduction, Background of Study. There are 3 points in here. I think all of you already know that there are many students in Indonesia find English as a difficult subject. Either they find it difficult to pronounce something, to speak, or they don't know how to correct the grammar, or they found it confused, the past sentence, or the past tense, future tense, or present tense, and many other. Okay, and there are some teachers that still use teacher center. So the learning process is still dominated by the teacher and doesn't give an access for students to grow independently, to discovering in their thinking process. Students are not taught how to learn, how to think, and self-motivation, which those aspects are the key in learning success. And last is competitive and individual learning still dominates. Yeah. I don't say that that competitive or 100% is bad, but in some cases there are students with lack ability will be lack of motivation. The ability students will find it difficult and left behind. It can make them frustrated of the situation. So to avoid those bad effects and to help students for getting success in learning, the way out is by cooperative learning. By using cooperative learning, it can make students active and independent in learning process, because cooperative learning is one of the strategy in implementing student-centered approach in teaching and learning process. Okay, we move to chapter 2, review of literature. There are 2 essential things that should we discuss in this chapter. That is cooperative learning and group investigation. Cooperative learning refers to kinds of teaching method which students work in small groups, helping each other to understand the material. And in this method, students are expected to help each other, arguing and discussing in groups about the material, and if it is managed well, students in cooperative group will learn each other and make sure that each student in group has mastered the material. And there are many reasons why teachers use this method, and one of them is because cooperative learning has positive effects. Those are, it can develop intergroup relationship, taking friends who are like in academic achievement and increasing self-esteem. Okay, it is about point number 1, cooperative learning. And point number 2 is group investigation. The main idea of group investigation is where the teacher divided some where the teacher is begun by dividing learning themes, and then the teacher and student choose certain topics which can be developed into some problem limitation. After agreeing these topics, student and teacher deciding how to do the task and solve the problem. Okay, it is about little explanation about review of literature. Next, chapter 3 about methodology. Because this is a qualitative research, so approach and the type of research is qualitative approach. In the population ensemble, the writer chose 10 grade of SM-AN1 Banjarmasin, and the 10 grade are consists of X1 until X7, but after few of consideration, the research use X7 because X7 consists of any level of students, and the grade of X7 in SMA1 Banjarmasin is the most active class in group work. Next, instrumentation use observation, questionnaire, and interview, and data collection, data analysis. Okay, we move into the most essential part, that is research, finding, and discussion. The observation held 4 times. So the observation is held 4 times. The second and the fourth observation, the fourth classroom observation, the researcher distribute the questionnaire to all of the students in X7. Okay, so from the first observation, the teacher recalling students' knowledge about what they have learned in the last meeting. But before they continue in the lesson, the teacher organizing students into work groups and ask them for doing presentation and class discussion. And the topic on that day is about learning mathematics is better than English. This group presentation is took 15 minutes, and after group presentation, next session they learn about narrative text. And on observation 2, in the second observation, the grade X7 of SMA Negeri 1 Banjarmasin learn the social function of narrative text, that is for to amuse or to entertain the reader. And after the learning of narrative text, move into group presentation, and the topic is soldier is better than the teacher. Okay. In the third observation, the teacher gave students the text, narrative text, and the title is The Prince and the Pea. They concluded and found the moral value of the story. After learn about narrative text, they moved to group presentation section, and the topic is cigarette company must be closed. Okay, and last observation. In the third observation, they directly move to group presentation. The topic of the presentation is cheating is better than have a bad score. Okay. Actually, from all of the observation, the writer found all of the group presentation is interesting because all of the students participate actively. They raise an interesting question. If they have their opinion, and yes, so the discussion, the group presentation is run in an interesting way. Okay, next is questionnaire. From questionnaire, we can conclude some data. From questionnaire, we can get some data. That is the first. In their learning activities, in work groups, the teacher determined each member of the group based on certain characters. So the group don't have the group don't have a specific name as their special identity. They just use name of a member. So for instance, the group consists of Jasminda, Dianu, and Desi. So the teacher called them Jasmine group. And the group teacher explained how to divide the role in group, such as when they search for material and when they can have schedule a presentation. From questionnaire, you can conclude that by conducting collaborative learning, most of students feel that working in groups shorten time to understand the lesson. They are encouraged to be success in learning English. Learning through group working also makes them independent and critical in studying English. And the last instrument is interview. There are several data about cooperative learning which also support the data from questionnaire and observation. The data as follows. To determine group work, the students are not permitted to choose their own friends. Teacher has certain characteristics to determine who will be member of a group. So, such as their score, and a group consists of students with high level, average, and low one. So the higher can help the average and the low, and the lower can learn from the higher and average one. So from observation, question, and interview, we can conclude that by applying cooperative learning, the student are understand faster because the student doesn't feel alone. They help their friends. They have their friends that can help them if they do not understand about something. They are more motivated to be advanced and get good effects such as more independent, more creative, and making more friends and fun and enjoy in learning English. Okay, that is about research and finding discussion. And the last chapter is conclusion and suggestion. Okay, we can conclude from the result of the research, it can be concluded that the X grade of SMA Negeri 1 Banjarmasin implementing cooperative learning by group investigation, yet there are some characteristics that do not appear. But, most of them are still in. And second, the 10th grade of SMA Negeri 1 Banjarmasin learn English by integrating skill. It means that they may learn English through reading, writing, listening, speaking, or grammar in one meeting. And based on the conclusion, the researcher suggests as follows. The first, the English teacher of X grade SMA Negeri 1 Banjarmasin can maximize the implementation of cooperative learning. Not only allocates 30 minutes in each meeting, but it can be applied full time from it can be applied full time, not just 30 minutes. So when the class held, all the time, the teacher can implement the cooperative learning. The second, the distribution of time allocation for every skill must be concerned well. It is in order to maximize time, so the teacher can teach maximally, and there can be rest if time for evaluation section. I think that's all from me. I hope you can get a lot of information from my video. And thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.